Chapter 7. When everything happens at once, it's hard to process. It's hard not to go around with a bewildered look and your brain only half engaged, because the rest of it is crying out, "What's happening? What's happening?" First, Ryan arrived out of the blue, which was enough to be dealing with. Then Mom collapsed, and I thought my world had caved in. And then we got to the hospital, and she was okay, and that was kind of shocking in its relief. Except, of course, she wasn't really okay. She isn't really okay. As it turns out, she hasn't been okay for years. Ages, I mean. Got the word wrong. I read it. It's not my own way. Which was dumb. Should have said ages. She didn't read. I just said years. And what came to mind. She never even mentioned she'd been having chest pains, which is so bloody, man. I wanted to scream when it came out. All this time she'd had a dodgy heart and she'd never let on. All of her trouble, a lot of her trouble, comes down to smoking, they've said. She used to smoke, and of course, Dad was on 30 a day. But then there's the fact that she works 14-hour days in the shop, still, at her age. Make changes is the phrase every single medical professional used during those few days that Mom was in the hospital. See, when you don't have a choice whether you get to work 14 hours a day or not, that's where the problems are. And I don't know where you can find a job where you can work less than the hours that they tell you, which is at least an exhausting amount of hours, right? Let's just say that. Make changes to your life. When Mom replied, "I'm not changing what I do. I love what I do," they just reiterated it. Yeah, okay. You need to make changes. But this time they looked at us, Nicole and me, and as they said it, they gave us the job of changing Mom. And Jake too, I guess, except he wasn't there much of the time. He had meetings to be at, apparently. Now it's 2 weeks after the party, and if it were up to Nicole and me, Nicole and I, whatever, cares. Even with our best efforts, I'm not sure anything would have changed very much. But that's irrelevant now, because last Friday, a brand new thing hit us, like a juggernaut. Mom's sister Karen came to stay. We don't even know Auntie Karen. She might be our aunt, but she's lived in Spain for 27 years. She never comes back to the UK because it's too bloody cold. She doesn't do email because it's a pain in the neck. She didn't come to Nicole's wedding because she was having a procedure. But she's here now, and not only has Mom changed, the whole house has changed. She burst into the house like a suntanned whirlwind, dragging a bright pink wheelie case. Her hair is in a highlighted, straggly blonde ponytail. "I'm here," she cried to Mom, who was sitting on the sofa. "Don't you worry, I'll take care of things. Now, first things first. Flowers for the invalid." What the fuck? We all watched, a bit gobsmacked, as she produced a bunch of bright red fake flowers from her bag. Like a magician. "I don't do fresh flowers," she added. "Waste of bloody money. Put these in a vase, whatever. Just as good, and you can use them again." She tossed the plastic flowers at me, and then peered at Mom and shook her head. "Oh, Joanne, bloody hell, look at you. Look at your lines. I know I'm blind." She poked at her suntan, quickly face. "Those are fun. Look at you, working yourself into an early grave. That's gotta stop. If you can't enjoy yourself, what's the point of life? I'm taking you away." At first, I didn't even know what Auntie Karen meant by away. Then I realized she meant away to Spain. Then I thought, yes, of course Mom should have a holiday. Then I thought, Mom will never have a holiday. No way she won't go. But I'd reckon without Auntie Karen. Somehow she's got sway over Mom. She can talk her into things no one else can. Like she told Mom she had to have gel nails. Had to, and Mom listened meekly, and let her apply them. How many times has Layla offered to do Mom's nails without getting anywhere? And now she's talked Mom into coming back to Spain with her. Mom, who hasn't been on a plane since she was married. The doctors have okayed it. I phoned up the consultant especially, to be extra sure. Mom bought a new swimsuit and a hat and a one-way ticket. She doesn't know how long she's going for. It'll be at least 6 weeks. It was Auntie Karen who insisted on 6 weeks. She said short holidays are stressful. True. I mean, what's the point of going if you're just gonna go for like a day or two? The fuck? She and Mom would never properly relax otherwise. She said they might go to Paris too, and she barely knew her own sister, and it was about bloody time. which is great. It's so great. Mom deserves some time to relax and see the world and get to know her sister properly again. When she told me she'd be gone for 6 weeks, if not more, I flung my arms around her and said, Mom, that's amazing. How exciting. It's a long time to be away, she said with a nervous laugh. But I instantly shook my head and said, You need it. And anyway, it'll fly by. Today we're having a meeting to talk about how we're going to manage the shop. Jake and Nicole have both promised to give more time to it. It's turned out that Nicole's yoga isn't quite as full time as she's been making out. We've upped Stacy's hours and we work the shift so that everything is covered. Still, it'll be weird with Mom away. We've cleared the garage. Oh, goat leg. Whoa, what am I reading? Fucking dark in here. I can't really see the words. Sorry. We've cleared the oak gate leg dining table that we only use at Christmas, and we're sitting around it with cups of coffee. Nicole, Jake, me, and Mum, whose appearance keeps making me draw breath. She's now an unfamiliar biscuity color and has sparkly blue earrings dangling from her lobes. Anyway, Auntie Karen talked her into a fake tan last night, and the earrings appeared this morning as a little prezzy. The chair at the end with the big wooden arms is empty. That's still Dad's chair, even after all these years. No one would ever sit in it. But no one ever moves it either. It's like we still respect Dad and his position in the family, even though he's gone. Here we are. Auntie Karen plonks a bowl of pink marshmallows on the table, and we all blink at her. You didn't know you needed these, did you? Those did you? She exclaims triumphantly as she sits down and pops one into her mouth. Then we all stare at them a bit baffled. This is what Auntie Karen says every time she brings something new into the house. Which is every single day, from fake flowers to bowls of sweets, everything, everywhere, to plug-in air fresheners. She's constantly improving the place with things which aren't really us. And each time she cries, You didn't know you needed that, did you? But she's so bright and breezy and bossy, no one objects. Ugh, that's weird. But yeah, I mean, I kind of do that sometimes too. It's like, hey, you could use this, can't you? Take it. You might need it. Yeah, a little awkward. But, I mean, it's not that bad. But, I mean, Jake, of course, eyes the marshmallows with his favor, and pushes them away slightly and turns to Mum. Right, he says, so Mum, you're off to Spain? Or, puts in Nicole brightly, por favor, senor. Por favore? Corrects Jake. What the fuck? No, it's not. Por favore? That's in Italian. I'm just correcting Jake. No, it's not. Nicole rolls her eyes. It's por favor. It's por favor, Auntie Karen confirms. But don't bother with any of that nonsense, she adds to Mum. Italian, per favore. It's Italian. Por favor is Spanish. It's basically the same shit. That's why I took Italian. Kind of simple-ish in high school. I mean, of course, I don't speak it like any fluently, but it was good to learn it back in the day. I mean, decent words you get to know in the phrases, but it's basically almost just normal-ish sentences, which, conversations, like, you know daily topics kind of things. Uh, of that nonsense, she adds to Mom. What is that supposed to mean? Nonsense. A lot of rubbish. Just speak English nice and loud. What the fuck? Wait, what?